Welcome to this English lesson about household items. So household items, I'm going to start in the bathroom. The bathroom is actually the room where there were the most items that I had not talked about yet. So I will talk about the item and then I will talk about kind of how we use it. So this is a toilet brush or a toilet bowl brush. You use this to clean the toilet. It is not my favorite job. I do not enjoy cleaning the toilets, but it's a job that needs to be done. Usually once a week, we clean the house and we usually clean the bathroom. One of the jobs that needs to be done when you clean the bathroom is that you need to clean the toilet. As you know, there are 7 people living in my house. The toilet, I guess the best English word would be the toilet is sometimes disgusting. That's probably the best word to describe it. And so what you do is you get what's called toilet bowl cleaner. It's kind of this blue cleaning product and you put it in the toilet and you just let it sit for a little while, usually a minute or two, sometimes 15 minutes. And then you get the toilet brush or the toilet bowl brush. It kind of has 2 names. And you go and you scrub the toilet until it is completely clean. So that is a toilet bowl brush. I thought I would put that one first because that was the first item I thought about when I thought about household items. The next item you might find in a bathroom is a plunger. So a plunger has a unique job in the world. Sometimes when you flush the toilet is plugged. Okay, sometimes when you flush the toilet, it doesn't go down. So if you're familiar with this process, it's not fun. It's also kind of disgusting. But then you need to use a plunger. So you put the plunger in the toilet and you plunge the toilet. That's how we would describe it in order to unclog or unplug the toilet. So let me back up. You could say the toilet's clogged. You could say the toilet's plugged. I think clogged might be more common. I'm just going to ask Brent from American English with this guy just to mention in the chat. Brent, do you say the toilet is plugged or the toilet is clogged when you need to use a plunger? I think clogged is probably the more popular word. But anyways, sometimes toilets don't work right and you need to use a plunger in order to make sure they work correctly. Usually in a bathroom, and I think I did talk about this one, there is usually a bathroom scale. I don't step on the bathroom scale right now because I think it lies. Do you know what a lie is? A lie is when you don't tell the truth. So I don't trust our bathroom scale. I think it's not telling the truth when I step on it. But you will definitely in a bathroom often find a bathroom scale. Let me go. Oh, I see Rod VIP IDP is in the chat as well. Hi, Rod. Hope you're doing well today. And hello to Aniko Biro in the chat as well. So awesome to have you guys here. In our bathroom, we usually keep a mop. People might keep this in different places in their home. But a mop is something that you use to mop the floor. Oh, just let me go back. When you step on a bathroom scale, we say that you are weighing yourself, or you say, I'm going to weigh myself. So if I wanted to know how much I weighed, I would step on a bathroom scale in order to weigh myself. So that's how you talk about a bathroom scale. Sorry, what was oh yeah, I talked about plunger. So we have a mop. You use a mop to mop the floor. A mop is different than a broom. A mop is something that you put into a bucket or pail of water with some soap or other cleaning product, and then you use the mop to mop the floor. So a floor gets a little bit wet when you are mopping it because you are not, when you sweep a floor with a broom, it's a dry process, but when you mop a floor, you are definitely using cleaning solution or soap and water to mop the floor. We mop our floors usually about once a week as well. And we don't mop the rooms where there is carpet, which reminds me, I didn't put the word vacuum cleaner in the lesson. I should have done that. Let's see here. Yes, so when you are using a mop, you also have a bucket or pail. It's interchangeable which word you use. We call it a bucket, we call it a pail. You can use either word and it's totally legitimate. It's totally fine to use either word. Let me see here. The other thing is you'll notice that this bucket has a special spot where you can wring out the mop when you have something wet and when you wring it out, and with this pail, you can put the mop in and you can kind of push, and it makes some of the water come out of the mop before you use it. So if you have a towel and it's really wet, you can twist the towel so water comes out, and we say that you're wringing out the towel. When you use a mop, I see that Q Park in the chat says, I just mopped the floor. Very cool. When you use a mop, sometimes you want to wring out some of the water when you're using it. So that's what this pail would be used for. Not every pail that we have is the pail we use with the mop. We have other pails for other things. If I was going to clean the windows, I would grab a pail from the bathroom and I would fill it with soapy water and I would go and clean the windows as well. Let's see here. In our bathroom, excuse me, 1 second. I'm going to mute myself. Just had a little tickle in my throat. Hopefully the audio is all working still. I thought it would be nice if I muted myself while I coughed a little bit. In our bathroom, we have an iron. The iron is what you use to iron your clothes. So this is a challenging word for people who are learning English, okay? So it's iron. So I am going to plug in the iron so that the iron is hot so that I can iron my clothes so they don't have wrinkles in them. I did not iron this shirt this morning. You can see there are a few little wrinkles in the shirt, okay? So if you have an article of clothing and it has wrinkles in it, you would use an iron in order to iron them out, okay? Our iron also, you can put some water in it so that steam comes out while you are ironing. Wow, if I say the word iron one more time, I'm going to start saying it wrong myself. Anyways, when you use an iron, you need an ironing board. So in our bathroom as well, we have an ironing board. This is something that folds up and we kind of store it beside the sink in our one bathroom. And you use an ironing board when you need to iron some clothes. In our bathroom, we also have a bath mat. Some people might call it a shower mat, but a bath mat is a small, soft piece of carpet that you step on when you get out of the bathtub or when you get out of the shower, okay? It's usually something that it's like a towel, but thicker. And it's just a nice spot to step on when you come out of the shower so that you aren't stepping on the floor itself. So a lot of bathrooms will have a bath mat. Some people have a bath mat in front of their sink because they like standing on something soft while they're brushing their teeth or washing their hands or putting on makeup. So a bath mat, simply something you step on when you get out of the tub. Hey, I did want to mention that this ironing board folds up. And when we need to use it, we unfold it or we set it up. So we grab the ironing board and we set it up or we unfold it. When we're done, we fold it up and we put it back. Bathrooms have what's called a towel rack. A towel rack is where you hang your towel. So after you have a shower, your towel will be wet and you want your towel to be dry. So you will hang your towel up on a towel rack, unless my children are going to be angry at me for this. Unless you're one of my children, then you just throw your wet towel on the floor and somehow hope it will dry. And then one of the parents will find it later and say, why didn't you hang up your towel? So a towel rack is where you hang your towel to dry after you have a shower. And also in a bathroom, there will usually be a towel rack with a towel for using after you wash your hands. Let's see here. We also have what's called a drying rack. There are many ways to dry your clothes after you wash them. In our house, we use what are called drying racks. So when we do a load of laundry, we will hang it on a drying rack, and then we will usually set it outside. We also used to have a clothesline. A clothesline is where you hang your clothes outside to dry. But we found using the drying racks more convenient, mostly because when the laundry is done, 3 or 4 people can hang the laundry on a drying rack really quickly. So we usually do laundry that way, where the kids actually hang the laundry on the drying rack, and then we just stick it outside if it's a nice day, or we'll actually dry our clothes inside in the winter. In Canadian homes in the winter, the air is really dry because we heat our homes. So you can easily dry your clothes inside in the winter. So drying rack, this one also we fold up and then we unfold it when we want to use it. And then we fold it up and put it away when we're done with it. And it works really good. Sometimes we put a fan beside it if it's, yeah, like in the spring and fall, if we can't put clothes outside because it's raining, we will dry them inside. Let's see here. Brent says, you mean the towel doesn't go on the floor when you're finished with it? I'll inform my children. So Brent from American English with this guy has the same problem as me. Sometimes that's how children do things. We have in our bathroom a nightlight. A nightlight is a small light. It's not a bright light. It's very, very dim. It's a small light that is only on during the night. And we have it so that in case you need to use the bathroom, or if one of the kids needs to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, then it's not dark in the bathroom. So if you can find your way in the dark from your bedroom to the bathroom, at least there's a little bit of light in the bathroom, and you don't need to turn the main light on if you need to use the washroom or the bathroom. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm still laughing about Brent's comment. Christopher says, can you dry clothes without using sunlight? Yeah, sometimes we dry them inside, Christopher, for sure. Most bathrooms will have a hamper. A hamper is where you also might throw your towel if you're done with it, if it's going to be washed. But it's generally where you throw your dirty clothes. Okay, so when you go to take a shower, you take your clothes off. Generally, if you have a hamper in the bathroom, you will probably throw your clothes in the hamper. Some people keep a hamper in their bedroom, and then instead they'll just have a shower. They'll take their dirty clothes with them from the bathroom, throw them in the hamper in their bedroom. So a hamper is just a place where you keep clothes until you do the laundry or until you wash them. And then also in our bathroom, we have a wastebasket or garbage can or the bathroom garbage. You'll find in English, we often refer to garbage cans and trash cans simply as the garbage. Like you throw it in the garbage. Did you throw that in the garbage? Where's the rest of the toothpaste? Oh, I threw it in the garbage. Okay, so we call it, the nice word is wastebasket, but you will often hear in English people simply refer to a garbage can or trash can or wastebasket as the garbage. Let's talk about the kitchen. The kitchen, again, I'm not going to talk about appliances. So I'm not going to talk about toasters and ovens. I think I did that in another video. So I basically just walked through my house and I looked for things that I hadn't talked about yet. So one of the things we have in the kitchen is we have a dish brush that we use to wash our dishes. And then when we wash and rinse our dishes, when you rinse the dishes, you get the soapy water off the dish. We put it into a dish rack. This can also be called a dish drying rack, but a dish rack has a special tray underneath so that the clean dishes, when they drip, the water goes in the sink. We actually dry our dishes with what we call a tea towel or dishcloth or dish towel. So we wash our dishes. When we do the dishes, we wash them, we rinse them, we put them in the dish rack, and then usually one of the kids dries them. Usually Jen or myself do the actual dishes. It's actually Jen more than me, I have to be honest here. And then one of the kids or me will dry the dishes and then put them back in the cupboard. We talked about brooms a little bit. So sometimes English learners get confused because when you have a mop, you use it to mop the floor. But when you have a broom, you use it to sweep the floor. So you don't ever broom a floor. Don't say that. I don't like to say things that are wrong, and I just said that out loud. When you have a broom, you use the broom to sweep the floor. So if you have a floor that's not carpet, so linoleum or tile or something like that, you will often sweep the floor using a broom, and you will most likely use a dustpan to pick up everything that you have swept together. So generally when I sweep the floor,